Hello, Guy here, July 28th, 2020. Today I am harvesting a few potatoes. Not all of them because some are still doing well, but some are also dying. So there's a couple things, issues you can have with potatoes that cause you to lose them. One of them is rodents attacking them. So we had that problem in previous years. To fix it, we did raised beds, and that worked great. This year, we decided to do overwhelming them. So we have a potato bed here that is just extensive. The other problem is Colorado potato beetles. So there's a variety of potatoes called King Henry potatoes that are resistant to them. So we got some of those. But we actually have two types of varieties of potatoes. One is the King Henrys that are resistant to them, and the others are literally just potatoes that we saved over winter and we ate throughout the winter. And later in the year, they ended up growing a lot of eyes and sprouts coming out of them, and we just planted those, which is a great way to reuse your old potatoes. So most of these are the ones that we just planted from sprouts. Over here, I'll show you some of the King Henry ones, which are not looking perfect, but they're looking much better than the other ones. I will not be harvesting those today. Today, I'll be harvesting these ones, which are not long for this world. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I'm just gonna dig them up by hand. That way I don't stab them with my tool and make it so that they rot easier when they're inside. Also, if I leave any behind, they will come back up next year as volunteers. And depending on what we're planting here, we might just let them grow. Anyways, so here we go. So I've finished harvesting all the potatoes that I'm going to for today. I harvested about 5 plants worth. I got 6 pounds of potatoes, as you can see as I pour them out. So I just want to go over a little bit about planting them next year, or even in the fall here. There's a few different ways that we planted them. One was we bought some of the King Henry potatoes, and you just cut them into pieces. You let them dry outside for a couple days just to scar over so that they don't rot in the ground when you plant them. The other way was we had bought a bunch of maybe like 100 pounds of potatoes last fall that we ate through the winter. And of course, by the end of the winter, a lot of the older ones were growing a bunch of sprouts that kind of look like this coming out of them. I'm going to show you that. But when they have those things growing out, you don't need to get rid of them. Those are totally fine. You can cut them into pieces, let them dry again, and then just plant those. Even the ones you get at the store, they'll grow into whole new potatoes. We also had a bunch that were growing a lot and were taking over. We could literally just take them off of the potato and the spuds that were a lot bigger than this and plant those. They didn't all take, but some of them did, and they grew into potatoes. So that's a great way of doing it, because then you can still use the potatoes. The other thing I want to mention, when you plant them, you'll plant them in the ground. They'll start growing. Once they start growing, you kind of want to mound dirt around the stem. The stems will then grow more roots into the ground. It'll make for a stronger potato plant that can grow faster and grow more potatoes. So that's definitely a best practice. You want to make sure they're still getting enough water, even though the mound might push some of the water away. Spacing, you want to give about each potato plant maybe a square foot of space. So plant them every foot. Should do just fine. Beyond that, I think that is all I really have. We should be getting even more potatoes. These are the ones that died earliest, so more than a pound per plant, which is great. Yeah, I think that's all I have for you. Any questions, please let me know. Put in the comments, message me, whatever it takes. And thanks. Have a great night.